It was a quiet Wednesday morning in a peaceful Los Angeles suburb. The kind of neighborhood where everyone knows each other, and the loudest sound you might hear is the garbage truck rolling by or birds rustling through the hedges. Eleanor, an 82-year-old widow, had lived there for nearly 50 years. Her husband had built their home with his own hands back in the 70s. These days, Eleanor didn't get around as much, but she still took pride in keeping the driveway clear and the front garden neat. Every morning, without fail, she'd sit by her bay window with a cup of tea, enjoying the sunrise and greeting the occasional dog walker. But that morning was different. At around 9:15 a.m., a sleek, matte black Range Rover suddenly pulled into her driveway, blocking it entirely. Eleanor watched from the window, puzzled at first, then a little irritated. The man behind the wheel wasn't a delivery driver. He didn't have a uniform. He wasn't even looking around as if lost. He just parked, left the engine running, and started yelling on the phone like he owned the place. Eleanor stepped out onto the porch. Her hands were shaking, not just from age but from frustration. She hated confrontation, but this was her home. Her space. She called out, "Excuse me, sir, this is private property. You can't park there." The man ignored her. She raised her voice slightly, "Sir, you're blocking my driveway. I need you to move your car." That's when it happened. The stranger, a man in his mid-30s with slick-back hair and an expensive-looking leather jacket, turned sharply and snapped, "Mind your business, lady. I'm not staying long." Eleanor froze. His tone was sharp, filled with entitlement and arrogance. Then he added with a sneer, "Go back inside before you fall over or something." She felt her face flush. Not from embarrassment, but from rage. Her late husband always told her, "Don't let people walk over you, Elle." Just as she opened her mouth to respond, a voice from the sidewalk interrupted the moment. "Hey," the voice said firmly. "That's enough." The man turned, annoyed. "What, now you've got back up?" Standing just a few feet away, dressed in a plain t-shirt and athletic pants, was a man who looked like he had just stepped out of a movie scene, strong build, calm posture, and eyes that didn't blink. It was Jason Statham. The man froze, trying to process what he was seeing. "Wait, you're..." "I said that's enough," Jason repeated. "She asked you nicely. You're trespassing, and you're being a prick." Eleanor blinked in disbelief. She recognized the face, from action movies, magazine covers, interviews. But in this moment, he wasn't some distant celebrity. He was her unexpected protector. The stranger laughed nervously. "Come on, man, I'm just making a call." Jason stepped closer, calm but firm. "You're done now. Move the car." It wasn't a shout. It wasn't a threat. But something in his tone left no room for discussion. The Range Rover's driver hesitated for a moment, then mumbled something under his breath, got in the car, and backed out onto the street without another word. Jason turned to Eleanor. His face softened instantly. "Are you all right, ma'am?" he asked. She nodded slowly. I think so. I wasn't expecting that." Jason chuckled. "Neither was I. I was just passing by. Was heading to meet a friend a few streets down. Saw the whole thing." Eleanor smiled, still catching her breath. "Thank you. That was very kind of you." Jason gave her a small nod. "It's nothing." He was out of line. Then he paused, glanced at her overgrown flower beds, and added, "Want me to help you with anything else while I'm here?" She laughed. "Only if you know how to trim roses without butchering them." Jason smiled. "I've done a few stunts with thorns. I'll manage." They spent the next 20 minutes chatting and trimming the bushes out front. Neighbors slowly began to notice and gather, some recognizing him, some just curious. But Jason remained focused on Eleanor, treating her like an old friend instead of a fan. Before he left, he asked if she had someone nearby who checked in on her. She nodded, saying her granddaughter visited every weekend. "Good," he said. "But if anything ever happens again, Make sure someone hears about it." Eleanor nodded, touched by his sincerity. As Jason walked off down the street, back into the anonymity of the city, Eleanor stood on her porch with her hands clasped together. The morning that started with disrespect had ended in dignity, in a once-in-a-lifetime encounter with a man who, it turned out, didn't just play a hero on screen. He actually was one.